But there's an interesting thing that happened when I asked you how you were. About 50% of you spoke. Now, we are the leaders. In this room is the leaders. You want to lead 20, 30, 50,000 people into your group and motivate them and bring them on and help them be successful. Isn't that what you want to do?
Yes.
Or did you just want to get rich?
Both.
Which one do we do first? Which one is our passion? Which one is our desire? Which one will give us fulfillment?
Lead.
The money won't give you fulfillment. So, if we're going to be a leader, who wants to be the loudest? Who wants to be the most participating? I don't know, last night I was here and Richard would ask something and I'd go, great, that's what we need. And what did Tony Robbins teach us for 3 hours? It's all about the energy.
Yeah.
It's all about the emotion. It's not about what you think. Napoleon Hill wrote a phrase that said, what the mind of man can believe, what the mind of man can conceive and believe, he can achieve.
Yeah.
What is the critical part?
Belief.
Belief. Belief is an emotion. It's not a thought. What did I write up here? Without mixing emotion and faith with your words, you will experience no desirable result. This book, Think and Grow Rich, should have been titled Feel and Grow Rich, Love and Grow Rich, anything but think. Because it misleads you into believing this positive mental attitude stuff. And this book was written in 1937 and is credited with creating the most millionaires in history. I mean, if you read this book and you follow what it says, you will become a millionaire. Period. No questions asked, no doubt about it. Now, how many people have read it? Okay. How many people are doing it? Great. That's the disconnect. You see, the knowledge means crap. Until you take your emotion and engage your emotion. I had a slide up there that they took off because it's too controversial. Is it? Jacob? Hey, Jacob, push your computer. Everybody come, let's all be together. Like you leaders who are here, who think that maybe you should text or be on your computer, like you're here to support this group of your people. Right? So if we don't have time to support you, who is going to do it? We need to do it. So when we engage this emotion, what happens is this emotion becomes the magnet. How many people have heard about this little phrase called the law of attraction?
Yeah.
Okay? And we all want to attract this wealth. We all want to attract this greatness. We all want to attract these things. But our little puny magnet gets no attention. We're all up here. We're all thinking that once we know how to do it, then we'll be able to do it. But it's feeling how to do it. What the mind of man can conceive and believe in your heart. Because when it's in your heart, that magnet starts. So that you don't need to be chasing people. You don't need to be convincing people. The people will just come to you. I phoned a friend of mine one day and he was going to do a tour into Detroit. And I said, listen, I got this radio station contact that I'd like to call for you into Detroit, and he'll put you on the radio station. He said, so I don't want any publicity. I said, what are you talking about? He said, listen, the people who want to come will come. And he runs very successful high-end events. And they do. They come. They find a way. They arrive through word of mouth. You know, all of us are meeting hundreds of people every day. Are we emotionally ready to magnetize them? Are we ready to hold them? You know, everybody talks about this industry being a pyramid. By the way, I don't think I'm going to get past the first slide. Everybody talks about this business being a pyramid, right? What's the incredible thing about network marketing? You get your own. You get your own. And if you join me, you get to be in mine. You get me. Isn't that incredible? What a powerful, powerful tool. It's unbelievable. Like, all you got to do is put your pyramid inside of my pyramid, and then let's go to work and get our pyramids to grow. Oh yeah, but you'll make more money than you do. Yeah, I'm first. That's the only thing I got. And guess what? You can build a bigger pyramid than I do, can't you?
Sure.
No, you can't.
Oh,
You can
yes,
make
I
more
can.
money than I do because of the binary thing in network marketing, but the fact is you can't grow a bigger pyramid. But I was first, so that's it, and I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that? Do you want to come in? We'll put our little pyramids in there together, and we'll just grow them, and we'll make them bigger and bigger and bigger, because that is what leadership is about. It's not about me worrying about my pyramid. It's about me worrying about your pyramid. And caring about your pyramid, because what happens when your pyramid grows?
Yours grows.
Automatically. It's automatic. Can I beat it?
Sure.
Can I defeat it? No, I can't. If your pyramid grows, mine has to grow.
Well, exactly.
It's law.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's physics.
Yeah.
Remember what Einstein said? Everything is energy.
Right.
Right? He said that's not an opinion, it's not religion, it's not philosophy. It's physics. It's mathematically calculable. The size of your magnet will create the size of your world. So what should we spend a lot of time on?
Magnets.
So that's why I had that slide up there, Jacob, so that I could show people, bring into your consciousness that you actually have three bodies. You have an emotional body, a spiritual body, and a physical body. And how much time do we spend on our emotional body? What do you know about emotions? Well, I get them. Right? I get them. They come up, they sneak up on me, they stop me. I get scared. Right? How do we get out of those emotions? How do we get out of an emotion when we're not feeling good? We go, blah, 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 blah. Do that. Do it. No, do it. Come on, do it. Yeah. I know men in the ranks who will stay in the ranks. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they haven't the ability to get things done. That phrase launched a multi-million-dollar sales career for me. I know men in the ranks who will stay in the ranks. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they haven't the ability to get things done. Now, one of the things I wanted to do was to let you guys say that to each other, but then you'd forget it, and you'd forget some phrase, and then you'd have to go blah, 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 blah again. Right? Doesn't matter what you say. That's what I'm trying to show you. It doesn't matter what you say, it's how you feel. Because what's going to attract people to you is how you feel. When I come up close to you, I either feel I'm attracted to you and I want to be a part of your pyramid, or I don't. And that decision is made at the soul level, at the emotional level, and no amount of convincing is going to convince me that I should be in your world. So what do we need to learn how to do? We need to learn how to love everybody we meet so that they want to be in our world. Is that simple?
Yes.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Isn't that simple?
Sure.
That's it. That's the whole thing, if we just learn how to do that. Now, fortunately, we're in this little incubator called Earth, where we get to practice this stuff. That's all this is. This is just practicing this stuff. This is learning how to make that magnet big. How to make, you meet people like, I had dinner with Warren Buffett one night. What an honor. What a privilege. Like, he fills a room. Like, he comes in and the room shifts. Just think of the size of his magnet. To attract and hold. Now, can you manipulate things into your world?
Yes.
Can you convince people to come into your world?
Yes.
Can you tell them bullshit and get them to come into your world?
Yes.
Can you get them all hyped up on a big story and get them to come into your world?
Yes.
How will your world run? Not well. Why? Because you got to maintain all of that all the time. Once you build the magnet, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? Once you build the magnet, it just comes. It all comes. Just like when you look after people, it all comes. Have I got some other phrases in here? I should do something. The mere reading of the words is of no consequence. Remember, blah, 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 blah. Didn't matter, made you feel something, right?
Yeah.
That's all that mattered, was you felt something. Do you know that unless you attach an emotion to a memory, you cannot remember it? That's just a fact. And guess what? You will remember forever things that you had a strong emotional attachment to. So what should we learn about?
Emotions.
Our emotions, our body. What have we got here? You communicate the object of your desire directly to your subconscious. Now, in 1937, nobody even talked about having a soul. Can you believe that? Like, our whole technology of communication has changed about ourselves, because when I had talked to you about your emotional body, pretty much everybody agreed that they had one. At least whether you know anything about it is kind of irrelevant, but you knew you had one. That's an important first step, because now you can start at least to acknowledge it, because it is what is driving your world. So what is desire? Desire is an emotion. So you engage your desire. Not your thought. What is our desire? Our desire is to help everybody around us build a big pyramid. Right? Isn't that easier? Now, we had an exercise. Let's see what slide I have next. Okay. Tony Robbins gave us, how much time do I have left?
1 minute.
10 minutes? I'm half done? Okay. I'll skip through the rest of it then. No, I'll take it back. See, that's how you take it back. When you say something to somebody that you shouldn't have said, emotions in it. So Tony Robbins says, write down on a piece of paper, put a line down the middle, right on the right-hand side. We don't have time to do all this, but because we've got to move on. But write down all the negative emotions you felt last week and all the positive emotions you felt last week. So I've been having a poopy time.
Why?
The week before last was a poopy week.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think I had? I had a pretty imbalanced thing, me, right? I had negative emotions down here. I had anger, fear. Now, I don't project those emotions onto anybody. I own them. If I'm angry, I know it's about me. If I'm fearful, I know it's about me. If I have resentment, I know it's about me. I don't resent you. I don't ask for anything from you. I don't demand anything from you. I know whatever emotion I'm feeling is about me. Your children don't make you angry. Your friends don't make you angry. The guy who cut you off doesn't make you angry. You own that emotion. You possess it 100%. Anyway, on the left-hand side, I didn't have very many good positive emotions because I spent the week in reflection. I'm getting ready to launch another multi-million-dollar business called Lioness, or Cashback Solutions, or Lyconet with my friend Richard and Jacob and Sandra. We're going to launch this business, right? That's what I'm getting ready for. Now, what do I got to do? I got to deal with all the stuff that I've been accumulating that's already in my emotional bag, don't I? So anyway, I spent that. So you know what? I had very few on the left side and lots of negatives on the right side. And you know what I wrote at the bottom? I am dead. That's how I felt, emotionally. I felt dead. Because what's on this side is all leading to death. These are all the things that make you old, that hurt you, that hurt your family, hurt everything. All of that stuff, and it's all in there, right? So what does New Age philosophy say? Well, just bury it, forget about it, or give it to, you know, like, right? It's yours. You earned it. Own it. Feel it. Get rid of it. Once you feel it, you can get rid of it, right? So anyway, then I realized that I was ready. I was ready to come back to life. Right? And what did I do?
Focused on the positive.
I started to focus on something outside of myself. The negative side and the positive imbalance was about me. Me owning my emotions, right? So if I've dealt with those emotions, how do I bring in that new emotion? So one of the things that it's taught in Think and Grow Rich is that you want to write down your specific goals. So I said, what do I really want to do? What do I want to do in this next cycle? Now, I spent 40 years of my life significantly self-serving. In other words, it was about me. Like I had T4 income. In other words, it's crap you can't hide. Of $1 million a year. Commission. It's a lot of money. And what do you think I did with it? If it's about me, what am I going to do with it? It's about me. And I said, what do I really want to do? Well, I got this sister over in Africa that's trying to put uniforms on children so that little girls can go to school so they're not exposed to being raped while they hang around in the village. I said, now there's a goal. There's a goal I can get behind. There's something I can emotionally get attached to. Because I've been trying to build my wife for a couple of months. And I go, well, my wife's having to work again. I go, well, shit, that didn't work. Guess what happened? She went to work. She's happier than she's been in 5 years. So I'm not sure it's because she's getting away from me or she's feeling fulfilled. We've been sitting around the house for 7 years. I've been doing this emotional work for 7 years to get to the bottom of this, of what made me so self-centered, so self-serving, so people-sacrificing. To get to the bottom of that, in order to launch this new character, I had to fix and deal with the old character. And now I'm ready. 7 years. Hey, this is like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. It's an addictions meeting, because guess what? I had all of these addictions created. I once bought a Maserati, and 3 weeks later or a month later, I needed another one because it was shinier. And then so I traded the first one in on the second one. And then I got the second one home, and I went, gee, I like the first one too. So I phoned the dealer and got him to bring me back the second one, so I had 2 of them.
Wow.
That's an addiction.
Yeah.
I watch people in addiction all the time. And until you deal with the underlying cause of the addiction, you will battle the addiction. And the addiction is in the emotions. What else have I got here? Anyway, I don't think I have time to actually do myself. Is everybody happy with that? Does that help you get started? Does that give us a direction? Okay? Listen. I want to do more of these. This, as you may have noticed, because I'm a very quiet guy as a rule, this is my passion. I love you guys. I want you to succeed. And if we work together, we can do that. This is my passion. Now, what we want to do is create these so that we actually, like these 5 this formula is foolproof for building self-confidence. And maybe I will just go through them. First, Richard, can I have an extra 2 minutes to go through them?
I'll give you 5.
Okay.
But really,
yay, Richard! Yeah. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. I have the ability to accomplish my My deficit. Definite purchase in life. Therefore, I demand of myself. You don't need to be motivated when you're demanding of yourself. You will find like people who are like you, who are also desiring to be demanding of themselves. Persistent, continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Who is the commitment to?
Yourself.
Yourself. Second, I realize that dominating thoughts in my mind will eventually reproduce themselves. It's law. It's physics. It's law. And gradually, by the way, go buy the book, you guys. It's $1.99 on iPad. For gosh sakes. This book is nuts. 37, written in 1937. Physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality, so your world. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Listen, you are living in the sum total of every dream you ever had. Like people say, well, are you living your dream? People say, well, no, I'm not living my dream. Well, BS! This is just what your dream is. Lack, frustration, trouble, anxiety. And I already told you, we want to do work to get rid of this stuff. That's what we dreamed of. So we need to change our dream, don't we? Don't we need to change our dream?
Yes.
Right? Because you're living in your dream. That's the hardest thing to accept. I built this. I did it. When I got fired from Berkshire, those dirty buggers fired me. Who did it? I did it. I built the new world. I disconnected. They just let me go find it. And here I am. Isn't that great? So powerful. I got what I wanted, didn't I? I remember standing on my balcony when I had Captain Scott's Fish and Chips. I was 30 years old. I had 56 fish and chip shops. That Friday night, I just sat there and waited for the money to get heavy in my pockets. And I was standing, I had a house on Beach Drive, a house on Shawnigan Lake,
wow,
a Mastercraft, a Matthews yacht, everything. I'm 30 years old. I'm like Jacob, and I'm standing on my balcony in pain. And I'm going, God, is this all there is? Because why? Because I had built it with crap. So now I got to pay my life. And I looked at that and I said, I don't want to pay my life for this. Like, my life is too valuable for this. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. A little small voice says inside your head, yeah, there's more, but you got to give this up to get it. How many of us are willing to make those kinds of changes in our lives? Hey, isn't that the key? Are we willing to make the changes in our life that we need to make in order to facilitate the space for a new dream? Can you go without for 2 years so that you can build a new dream inside of that? I better get going. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Okay, we got self-confidence?
Yes.
Okay, what do we want to build? Self-confidence. When you get kicked, somebody says, what are you doing? You go, ha, ha, I'm steel. This one's really cool. I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. What did I find out in the Captain Scott story? That nothing can endure unless it's built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all of whom it affects. Right? Balance. Perfection. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces, the law of attraction. I want to build my law of attraction so that I can attract to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. You know, Pat and I had a great relationship going, and then I love you. I got selfish, and we disconnected immediately because our relationship had been based on truth and love, and the minute it wasn't, it disconnected. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. What did I tell you about the story when I was on my balcony? I had all the success but no fulfillment, right? Because it was all based on getting. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self-reliant and successful person. Go buy the book. Thank you.